one of the first things you think about is just like, shit, how do I tell a partner, like, who's gonna want me with one of these? Most people just don't like things they don't understand or they don't know. So I imagine that initially, if they see it before you tell them, they're going to be standoffish and be like, hang on a minute, what is that? I suffer from Crohn's and I underwent a resection of part of my ileum. I woke up with a colostomy bag after my surgery. I mean, your immediate reaction is, oh, fuck. And you know it's there. Otherwise, yeah, it was traveling as well straight after that. I went to Nepal for 3 months and then India for a month, Vietnam for a month. So yeah, this time last year I was kind of jet setting all around the world, but how things change.
I never understood what a stoma was until I had my surgery. Never mind the social anxieties I faced with most people not knowing or having ever seen a stoma. I plan to hopefully change this by having discussions with other ostomy patients about life itself and the battles we face adjusting to life living with a stoma. I thought I would first head over to speak to my nurse specialist called Meg. Meg is often the first point of call for many ostomates like myself who have any questions regarding their stoma.
I'm Meg Tremaine and I'm a clinical nurse specialist in Cornwall for stoma care. And my role is supporting patients through their journey of having a stoma. A stoma is a piece of bowel that has been brought through onto the abdominal wall, and it's there to either divert away from a disease process or if a piece of bowel has been removed. Obviously, psychologically, there are massive adjustments that people have to make to having a stoma. I always say it doesn't matter how many times you've looked at a picture of a stoma, nothing quite prepares you for when you first see it on yourself. And that change in body image. Our youngest patient at the moment is 2 weeks old and our oldest patient is 103, so it really covers the whole age spectrum. People often wonder whether they're going to have to change the type of clothing they wear, are they going to have to buy new clothes. People who are in a relationship worry about whether their partner's still going to find them attractive. One of the conversations that I have a lot with young people who are single is at what point do you tell a new prospective partner that you've got a stoma? I don't have the answer for that, but I will explore options with people and talk about different scenarios.
After speaking to Meg, I'm heading to speak to a lovely lady called Harry, who has agreed to come all the way from Wales to speak to us.
My name's Harry, I'm 23 years old. I'm from just outside Wrexham in North Wales and I have a stoma. My life is 100% better after surgery. I couldn't do a lot of things before. I was miserable. I was cancelling things. I couldn't do all the activities I wanted to do and I couldn't be as independent as I needed to be. Now I'm paying my way in life. I'm holding down a job. I'm enjoying my life. I've got a list of things I want to do and I can go on a bus again. After all these years, it's given me my freedom back. You know what? That's my biggest fear. I don't want to ruin a relationship just because I'm too nervous, I'm too scared, or you know what, I've not given them the whole story. It's easy for me to understand someone else a lot of the time, but will they understand someone with this added thing crashing the party? Things go wrong for people without stomas anyway. It's not just people with a stoma. You've got all that to think about, but really in the grand scheme of things, it's not as scary. It's not, you build it up in your mind, but really it doesn't really change much.
It's been great to hear Harry's perspective on living life with a stoma, and it's made me wonder how Elliot's perspective has changed since we last met.
I felt it was hindering me so much back then, whereas now I'm finding it isn't hindering me whatsoever.
We did have a conversation like 2-3 weeks back about you actually did go on a date. How did that go?
Yeah, I was very fortunate, going from that position of going on dates with no intention. Suddenly this person in front of me was that actually maybe something could become of this, and something has become of this, which is ridiculously surprising. The overriding factor of having a stoma is just don't be scared of how it impacts your life. Don't be scared of how people are going to perceive you. the fear of someone possibly rejecting you, like in terms of a date, because of your stoma, that's not a reason not to go out and go on dates and meet someone. You know, you're allowed to still form relationships. There's still someone out there who will benefit from being my partner, I would like to think.
After hearing how Elliot himself has adjusted to life living with stoma, it left me feeling positive with what he has achieved in a short period of time. I have come to the conclusion that it is up to each of us with stomas to continue to pursue life and to make the most of it along the way. Being vulnerable is a challenge that we all face as humans, but this is what makes us stronger and brings people together. So my advice to those with stomas is to push yourself. You may not know what you are capable of, so live for today and not tomorrow.